Imagine that you could fulfill a 2,000-year-old dream. The year is 1889, and you have an idea. A startup that could change history. For generations, Jews watched the land of Israel from the distance. Who would have imagined that in the mind of one man, this dream would become reality? The idea becomes a plan into teams and thinking groups. There's already a Congress and support. The impossible begins to take shape. Yes, we can. The time is now. Very quickly, this becomes the mission of our people. Even the darkest hour in the history of the Jewish people does not succeed in wiping it out. On the contrary, the yearning for a homeland only intensifies. We fight for our right to our own home.
Soviet Union, yes.
In all corners of the world, Jews turn their eyes towards one place.
At last, there's going to be a Jewish state.
אנו מכריזים בזאת על הקמת מדינה יהודית בארץ ישראל, היא מדינת ישראל.
Imagine to yourself that you would write the song that would become the anthem of a whole people. Naftali Herz Imbar was 21 years old when he wrote the song Our Hope. It was a song of longing of one young European Jew for a homeland that he did not know. Jews around the world are filled with pride. The melody intensifies. It becomes the song of the entire nation to be a free people in our land, the land of Zion, Jerusalem. But to be a free people in our land was not readily apparent. Take, for example, Anatoly, a 30-year-old from the Ukraine, accused of spying for wishing to speak Hebrew, to live as a Jew, and to make Aliyah to Israel. He is thrown into a Russian jail, never to return. However, the fulfillment of the dream of freedom has a greater power. The lines that connect us are redrawn, and a security network forms around the entire world. From America to Europe to Australia to Israel, Jews everywhere are recruited to the struggle.
As an extremely brave young man who's fighting hard, I wanted to come here and support him in any way that I could.
After 9 years, the international efforts bear fruit. Anatoly, now Natan, is freed. And the brothers are arriving, teary-eyed, and we see them, and we are moved along with them.
240 olim.
520 olim.
A lot of hugs and tears.
The verse, all of Israel are responsible one for the other, becomes a contract of mutual responsibility that exists between us. One may say that Herzl's startup became a thriving operation, a joint venture of Jews from all around the world, with robust economic investment and with international trade relations, with quality education and democracy, with technological developments and scientific innovations. Herzl said, if you want it, it is no dream. And we very much wanted it. Over several decades, we together created the impossible, a prospering country that everyone can be proud of. There are tremendous challenges in front of us. Today, when we have a home and everyone is free to live according to his or her belief and identity, we each have a role in building our common future. What would you say about a basketball player who was drafted for an NBA team and gave it up to play for Israel? Tal Brody, who led his Tel Aviv team to the European Championships for the first time, is not unique. Jews from around the world made Israel a home for art, science, and culture. Jewish humor meets Israeli style.
You are very controlling of the media, yes?
Western songs found Eastern sounds, tastes met, traditions blended with each other. Something new was created and was sounded around the world.
The massive waves that turned what was once a Garden of Eden in Sri Lanka into a disaster zone.
The challenge of Tikkun Olam, our own responsibility for others, the Jewish people knew how to rally around, now and
We
always.
came up to this region a few days ago. The people were hungry, they didn't have food or shelter or anything. So we tried to set up a medical unit here, and we treat about 300 people a day.
Today, more than ever before, we have among us worldwide circles of aid and assistance. It does not matter where you are or what language you speak. We all grew up on a set of common values. When you open your heart to the world, give of yourself to others, you become a part of a long tradition of charity and righteousness, and leading by personal example, part of the Jewish culture of Tikkun Olam. Each of us has his own Israel. It may be a memory or a feeling.
Shalom, Haver.
Sometimes it is a prayer or a special place that is yours alone.
There's no other way to feel an attachment to your identity as there is when you stand in this place and you touch the ground and you see the people. There's simply nothing that we can do in our classrooms, in our synagogues, to give anyone a feeling for this land and for what this land means to the Jewish people.
This is essentially what we wanted, a home for us all, that we will each have a place to love and to argue over and to visit and to dream about. Wherever you go, wherever you live, the dream will remain part of you, because the real Israel is always your Israel.